YouTube.
Hello.
We're sitting inside of the kitchen right now because it's dark outside. We've been trying to get a video made to wrap up our turkey production this year, but it keeps raining on the days that we want to do it outside. So here we are inside the house. Right before Thanksgiving, we had scheduled to harvest our turkeys for 2 weeks. They were going to be started on Fridays. That way, if we needed to finish up on a Saturday, we had the Saturdays available to us. On the first week, on the Friday that we started to begin, everything that go wrong went wrong. We had some equipment failures. Some of the turkeys were so big we wound up having to do some hand plucking again this year, which we knew that was a possibility based on not being able to put the new motor on our plucker. On the second day, I started having extreme back spasms and wound up not being able to help anymore. And so that left us down a person that would help and made everything take a little bit longer. And then Barry was having some issues with his back as well because the turkeys had been so heavy. We were all out of alignment. We wound up having to go to a chiropractor on Monday and get all that stuff lined back up. We've been able to, now we were able to do the second turkey harvesting without many issues.
One of the biggest unforeseen equipment issues we had to deal with on the first Friday is our generator stopped generating. The gas engine was still running and everything, but it wasn't putting out power. And our generator runs the scalder, and that's a critical piece of equipment for our operation. So of course it started right as the sun come up, and I had no power. We come up with an alternate way to get 220 volts out to the field where our scalder was, and it eliminated the noise of the generator, and it still scalded and produced a lot of heat, and it worked really well.
We usually do a lot of open air processing, especially when it's really hot. We wound up having to use an area right off of our barn as a windbreak because the wind was so high on the days that we processed it. It was so bitterly cold, we wouldn't have been able to be out there.
In the future, we will be using the barn shelter as our chicken processor too. That worked out really nice, and we were very pleased with how that worked out.
So let's look at some numbers from our turkey processing. When it came time to order turkeys, we previously talked about how I had this supremely bright idea that turned out to be not as bright as I thought, but I had this idea that I wanted to raise heritage turkeys. We always hear about how heritage turkeys are better, it's more sustainable, and that's something that we wanted to explore and see if that was an option for us. We were really hoping it would be, and of course we told you some of our failures in the field, with the jumping out and stuff like that. So, and they can fly. Even though I clip their wings, you have to re-clip their wings to keep them on the ground. So, in the long run, it's just a little bit more work than what we could do. But this year, when I went to order turkeys, I ordered from the hatchery 46 turkeys. I had 28 heritage birds and 18 broad-breasted whites. Now, let me back that up. I ordered 40 poults. I ordered 25 heritage birds and 15 broad-breasted whites, and they shipped me a few extras in order to make sure that if we had any failures or any losses, especially in shipping to the house and stuff like that, that we had a few extra poults. So I wound up with 46 birds all total.
Of the 46 poults we received, 28 of those poults made it to maturity and were alive on processing day.
14 of those birds were heritage and 14 were the broad-breasted whites.
So all total, we had 360 pounds of processed turkey. The heritage had a dressed out weight range of 4 pounds to just under 10 pounds. And the broad-breasted commercial turkey weighed between 16 and 28 pounds.
With the majority of our broad-breasted whites were actually on the the bigger side of that number. There was only one that was 28 pounds. That was our turkey. And then the rest were between 20 and 22. We had 3 heritage birds that we weighed before processing that when they were alive only weighed about 5 pounds each. And we chose not to process those 3. And instead they are going to go to a farm to have eggs and breed with another turkey.
They were pardoned.
In addition to the turkey harvesting and Thanksgiving and the back issues, we also had to make a really hard decision about one of our large black breeder pigs. Last year we chose 4 breeders. We were hoping to make a video on our large blacks, and we'll soon be able to do that for you. We had 4 breeders this year. We wound up with more piglets than what we needed and more than what we could sell. We had 1 hog that was the one that we really hoped would work out. She had a name, and she was one that we took to the fair, and she was one that was very loving at one time towards humans. So when she had babies this year, unfortunately she only had 5. Her milk didn't come in like it should have. We had to work really, really hard on that. And she had an extra nipple that did not produce any milk that we were always afraid would a piglet would pull off. So we made a very hard decision, especially when she started to become more aggressive with the other pigs in the lot, to go ahead and process her due to the fact that we didn't want her to breed anymore and risk having more issues with her and the breeding process.
So we took that pig off on Thursday before we started doing turkey processing, which just adds one more day of excitement to my life. She did load and unload very easy. She's all of the older pigs are really good at loading in a trailer and coming off. Her processing live weight was just over 400 pounds. So it's a little bit larger than we like to have them. We'll be doing a video of the unboxing of the pig we took off at 400 pounds. We might have to do it in 2 sections because our smoked meat takes a little bit longer to get back than our non-smoked meat. We look forward to posting that within the next 5 days. So please subscribe and like this video so YouTube will let you know when we post it.
See you next time.